Yo, what's up, guys? DLE Kamel here with the homeboy PDS, and today we're gonna go over Wing Raiders, like I mentioned in our Raidraptors speculation video. What's up, PDS?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing? All right. So we talked before. Wing Raiders is the pack in which Raid Raptors and Phantom Knights get their main or their first set of support. Were you playing around this time?
Yeah, it really brings me back to see people be playing Phantom Knight. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I was definitely playing.
Phantom Knights is really popular, and Raid Raptors is shaping up to be pretty popular. So before we get into the Raid Raptors, I thought it'd be pretty cool to check out the Phantom Knight cards because them specifically, we might be getting some of the remaining cards like in the following months, maybe afterwards, since they're bringing Raid Raptors to the game, and Phantom Knights are kind of tied to Raid Raptors in some of their later supports. So some of the stuff we don't have, like Fogblade, still only obtainable via the skill. But a lot of these other cards, like the simple traps and the monsters, we do already have in the game.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, in the TCG, I'm sure you guys are aware they were playing Phantom Knights with Burning Abyss actually. So,
yeah, this
but
set.
I haven't seen too much of that really. But it was mainly because you can mill to get the Fog Blade to your hand. But yeah, so I don't think honestly, if like from the Phantom Knight stuff, I don't. The only thing we could really get that's not out of this is we were talking about a little earlier the torn scales, but like a lot of these Phantom Knight cards, I think we have the best ones out of this particular TCG set.
Yeah, so Torn Scales is not from this pack, right? It's from
No,
a
yeah,
later.
it's
It's like
much later. Yeah,
much
yeah, it's
later.
much later
Yeah.
support.
All right, so Torn Scales. Yeah, this is the last remaining main deck monster for Phantom Knights. So it says you can discard a card, send a Phantom Knights card from your deck to the graveyard, except the Torn Scales. If another Phantom Knight card in your graveyard is banished while it's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card and banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Torn Scales once per turn. And yeah, I can tell why this is definitely not in the game because Phantom Knights, like during the KCGT, there was like a huge problem. Well, you can call it a problem, but everyone who was playing the deck was playing the stall variant where there was setting 3 back row. And with Torn Scales, man, I don't know, you could play infinitely. Like you could just loop infinitely. And I think those cards are really like stuff like Konami likes to hold back from us. So
Yeah, I don't think. I think it's kind of like we don't have graph yet, right, for Burning Abyss.
mhm,
So it's like, yeah, they like to hold some of the more powerful cards. So I mean,
for
it
sure.
is a cool card, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. But it's very cool.
Yeah. All right, so we can talk about the Raid Raptors now. So we talked about a few of them in the other video, and those cards specifically, I wanted to point out they were all extremely strong. And usually, we on our first time around for an archetype, we don't get like boom, like 3 or 4 banger cards. We usually just get like 1 or 2 really good ones that you're gonna run at 3, and then like there's like rares and normals that are at 1. So out of these cards, the ones that you pointed out to me that were specifically good were going to be like Fuzzy Lanius and Mimicry Lanius and Vanishing. Why are these like some of the good cards?
Yeah. So obviously excluding Mimicry, Lanius, and the other one Vanishing Lanius,
Yep.
right? Those two basically let you play like so like Vanishing Lanius is a starter. Basically, you summon it, you get the special and one from your hand. So if you open Vanishing Lanius plus any Raid Raptor,
Mhm.
you can start doing XYZ plays. And then with Fuzzy Lanius, it's the same thing, but you just normal summon the other Raid Raptor and then you special Fuzzy Lanius. So it's really cool. And then Mimicry Lanius, I believe that's the one that lets you send, it lets you dump one, right?
Yeah, it lets
Yeah.
you dump 1 to increase the levels.
Yes. So yeah, that's the other thing where it lets you send a uh or you can banish Mimicry Lanius, right?
To add
And then
Raid
yeah,
Raptor.
exactly. But it adds any Raid Raptor card, not just monsters. You can add the spells and the traps as well, so it's really cool.
That's pretty versatile.
Oh no, it is. I got it reversed. It was Mimicry Lanius manipulates level, but you send Mimicry with Tribute Lanius. So Tribute
Oh,
Lanius is
okay,
gonna be
yeah.
the one that sends. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah, I
was.
read
Yeah.
that incorrectly too.
Yeah. So yeah, Tribute Lanius is gonna send the Mimicry, and then that'll let you get like a Fuzzy Lanius, and then you can special Fuzzy Lanius. So you kind of see how the plays start going.
Right.
So, and then also Mimicry Lanius is gonna get you the Raidraptors spells and traps. So there are some decent ones actually. I don't know which ones they're gonna give us, but they do have like a continuous spell that searches, uh, kind of similar to Black Whirlwind, but not the same thing. But it's like a very combo oriented deck.
Yeah, it really seems that way. Like all of the cards, I don't think we've seen. Well, there are a few decks that we've seen that have main deck monsters that are really like summon this, summon that, summon this oriented, but then they kind of just like peter out in like power. But like these cards are like they're really good for like consistency and like making sure you have resources like in your next turn and you're not just like one like just blowing all your resources in one turn like Watery Z's is known for. Like
Yeah.
that's like the problem Z's decks usually have. But yeah, one of those cards that is not in this pack, but is gonna be Raidraptor Call. So do you think this is like one of those speller traps that not Raidraptor Call? What is it? Raidraptor Nest. What's not Raidraptor Nest?
I think
What
it's
the heck?
space on the raid rep. I think I'm not sure. It's right there. I think. Raid Raptor. You can
Raidraptor
scroll down.
Call. Space Call. Oh my gosh, dude.
That's not the spell though. That's not the one that searches.
Oh, okay. So
It
this is a
is Nest.
different one, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the hyphens. It's the hyphen.
The hyphens, I see.
Yeah.
So what is the spell that
Right. It's right there.
searches?
Yeah, it's right there. Call
Nest.
and Nest.
Okay, call and nest. So they are here. All right. Okay, so
All
what do these
right.
guys do? So call says target a Raidraptor you control, special summon one monster with the same name as that monster on the field from your hand or deck in defense, and then once returned, and then you're locked to Raid Raptors.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could see this being like a level up reward. If it's, yeah, I don't know if, yeah, like just like a one of limit
Yeah,
one, kind of like,
the level 21.
yeah, like a Goku rematch kind of card.
Right.
Like it's not as good as Goku rematch, but yeah, if they want to restrict the power level of the deck, because this is really good card. And then Nest, obviously, if you control two or more, you can add one Brave Raptor monster. So like, let's say, so if you want to get your combo started, right, you summon the Tribute Lanius, right? You send Mimicry Lanius, and then you get the Fuzzy Lanius, special Fuzzy Lanius. You make an XYZ. But
Right.
let's say you already have Fuzzy Lanius. So then you summon Tribute Lanius, you send Mimicry, and then Mimicry gets you Nest. And then you special the Fuzzy Lanius you already have. And then because now you have Nest, you can get even more advantage. So it's really cool. There's a lot of, your lines change depending
Yeah.
on what cards you have in your hand.
Yeah, it would be really hard to brick with this deck, even with 4 cards, which again is like another really big
Yeah.
strength it has.
And then also if you the XYZ 4
Mhm.
Strix.
Yeah.
So that's if they give it to us, it searches for any Dark Wing Beast monster.
Yeah, so
So
that is like super good. So it's a generic 2 level 4s, and then you just detach and you search straight up. Then that is
yeah.
like super good.
Yeah, because also there is like some small synergy with like Zephyros, for instance, like because Nest is a continuous card, so you can like get Zephyros into the graveyard, Blackwing Zephyros, because
Oh
it is
yeah,
a wing
yeah,
beast.
that's true.
Yeah, and then you can bounce Nest, get Zephyros onto the field. So yeah, there's a lot of cool
Wow.
like it's a really interesting deck.
Yeah, that might actually be really good because even Blackwings only played Zephyros at 1 for that same effect. So Raid Raptors, why not? I was actually questioning, right? Someone commented and they were like, uh, they were saying that the rank force of they were like, sounds like Harpy support to me, and I was like, I don't know, man, like,
Yeah, definitely not Harpies because it says Darkwing Beast, but
yeah.
Blackwings are Darkwing Beast as well. So
Facts, right. What about rank ups, man? Like we were talking about this as well.
yeah,
Rank ups, like I know you mentioned that you think the ones that they introduced here are too powerful for Duel Links, and I did kind of go over that in the last video. Basically, The reasoning behind that was, for my reasoning, you can let me know what you thought of it, was that rank up magic soul shave force. Its effect is you can pay half your life points to target a Raidraptor Xyz in your graveyard, special summon it, and then you can rank it up by 2 ranks, and then you can summon any Xyz monster that is 2 ranks higher. So rank 4, you
Yeah.
can summon any rank 6. Rank 6, you can summon any rank 8. And I thought this was too powerful because it does not lock you to the monster that you can summon, even though the first monster that you have to target in your graveyard must be a Raidraptor. And honestly, that isn't too hard, right? Because you're just going to be able to put 2 Raidraptors together, make a rank 4, and then you'll be able to bring out any rank 6 Xyz, and then you'll be able to do the same thing if you know, make a rank 6 Raidraptor, you commit to that, and then you can bring out any rank 8. So that's why I thought it'd be a little too powerful.
Yeah, and also it's especially with like link decks, I can totally see like some deck that just like generically is making Force Strix because it's any 2 level 4s, right?
Yeah.
They don't really necessarily have to be playing Raidraptors, and then like they go for like Photon Strike Bouncer or something, like just with the
Yeah, just like a free effect negate just by putting 2, like, instead of making it a 2
right.
monster, like
And then we already know like any card that's like pay half your life. All right, well now that's like how many skills are you
right, you're doing
turning on
something.
from the
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
So
destiny draw already. Like, come on, that is already activated.
yeah, and then that trapped card is
Yeah.
actually kind of insane. That trap card was really good
All right,
when
let's
Raid
take a
Raptors
look
came
at it.
out.
Raid Raptor
It was
Readiness. It's a normal trap. This turn, Raid Raptor monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. If you have a Raid Raptor monster in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Take no damage this turn. Wow. You don't
yeah.
even have to
So
have anything on the field, just in the graveyard, you don't take damage. Like, you don't
right,
lose this
yeah.
turn.
So like, and then the other effect, like not being destroyed by battle, like that's already annoying enough. Because like, let's say your Force Strix lives,
Right.
you're getting 2 cards from it, not just 1. So that's
Oh,
already
yeah.
insane. And then if you can do that, take no damage. I mean, we already know Kyroid is insane. So just imagine something like that.
This will probably have to be limited with Kiteroid. It'll have to be limited too as well. I think if it comes out, because I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know,
know.
that's kind of
I
crazy.
don't think we can get this card, but
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't, because like, something I have noticed recently is they have been really trying to steer away from people being able to, like, drag out duels. I think they're okay with like the Burning Abyss level of like looping, but anything past that, they're like really not trying to encourage.
yeah. So yeah, that is the trap, and then the XYZ's Force Strix we already went over. Also, we omitted the boost as well. Everything gains 500. So
The boost from what?
yeah, Force Strix.
From
If
Force
it
Strix.
boosts,
Oh,
yeah,
for each one you control. So up
yeah,
to, I don't know if you're gonna be playing. Oh yeah, up to 1,500 boosts. So yeah, I can go up to what, 1,600.
yeah. It'll go to 35. Yeah, they're 35 on itself.
What,
So
35 on itself?
yeah, so like it counts itself, so it summons as
Oh,
25,
okay,
and then you get if you have 2 other ones, it'll
right.
go up another 1,000, so 15 total. So
Oh,
it'll go up to
okay.
35 defense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 35 defense. Whoa, oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the defense. I was only thinking about the attack. That is gonna be
Oh no no
huge.
no. Yeah no, it's gonna yeah big butt.
Oh. So yeah, Xyz monsters. Something a lot of people said on the last video. We could talk about satellite cannon later. They said that was absolutely crazy. There's no way we're getting that. But first,
Yeah
let's talk about Revolution Falcon rank 6.
yeah. So
Basically,
obviously yeah, you get this out with the rank up. So you're never gonna have 3 level 6 wing
yeah, no
beasts.
way.
Yeah
Yeah, so whatever rank up they do decide to give us, we'll be summoning out with this, and it just says you can detach 1 material. This turn, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's face-up special summon monster, that monster's attack and defense become 0. If this card has a Raidraptor Xyz monster as material, it gains this effect. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the attack, and that'll be a quarter in Duel Links. And at 2,000 attack, man, being able to make any monster you battle 0, I mean, you win after 2 attacks, man, if this card doesn't get stopped by a battle trap.
yeah, and
Or if it doesn't get Book of Moon.
There used to be a guy in my locals that played Raidraptors. I'll never
Mhm.
forget. He summoned this card against a Cosmo player,
Yeah.
and so he swung into the ship, and then he kept going down on the ships because he could just attack every single monster that came out,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then
Even though they can't be targeted, he can just decrease
right,
them.
right. So I was wondering like why wouldn't he just stop? Like what was the point? And then the guy was thinning his deck so he could draw Dark Hole to destroy Revolution Falcon. I was like,
Oh,
oh, it was so funny because he legit like kept swinging into everything. I'm like, why is he like why would he keep summoning? But it made sense. It was a really
right.
cool. It was a
Right.
really cool
Right.
play to
Right.
see.
But yeah, Revolution Falcon. I think we get it. I think the rank up is going to be integral to how we play the game. So I think it's definitely going to be an obtainable card. I don't think it's going to be skill locked or anything like that. So,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I really do think it's gonna be how much do they want to push Raid Raptors? Because like uh it's gonna be up to like if they want to make Raid Raptors the best deck, kind of like Phantom
Mhm.
Knights were at the time it came out. It's like I
Yeah.
could definitely see them getting it. But like if they want Phantom Knights to be like a DDD power level when we got it,
Well,
we're not getting
something
Revolution Falcon.
something to keep in mind, right? Raid Raptors. We're doing this talking like technically it's kind of stealing the spotlight from Rockets, right? Like we don't really have much like of an idea of what they might give us, but Rockets is in that Phantom Knight spot, right? I'd say like Raid Raptors is probably in the trains slot of last year, although the expectation is much higher for Raid Raptors than it was for trains, like a deck from the last era getting released in this year. But I think that they've got a little more potential initially than trains, at least. Well, what do you think? Since, or do you think that they're going to be like a Phantom? They have the potential to be a Phantom Knights level deck, like around their release.
Well, like I think just historically,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is about Duel Links, but there's been a lot of really good Wing Beast decks, and
Yeah,
there's been
lately, yeah.
yeah, like not even late, like Black Wings, Harpies. Like how many times has Harpies been good?
Yeah.
Black Wings, like it's crazy. And then if you could even make an argument for Dragoonity, But anyways,
Yeah, solid deck.
and then going to that, they also really like dragons. So like
Mhm.
like Blue Eyes has been insane, and all of these decks are like um so I could totally see them either making the Rocket deck or the Raid Raptor deck, like the new like tier 1 anime deck.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely something to think about. We're gonna get Rockets their first iteration before the KC Cup, and then there's gonna be a ban list, and then I assume that this deck is going to come out after the KC Cup ban list, or it will be the character will be arriving, or some form of it will be out around that time. So I will be interested to see how it stacks up because just thinking like after decks like Mech Knights get hit, depending on Rocket's inception into the game, Raid Raptors, they could be gunning for a top spot. As long as I think we get a competent gameplay loop and strategy where they give us like several of the very good main deck monsters and they give us some kind of rank up spell and then access to Revolution Falcon. And then we could talk about Satellite Falcon, but I think at least Revolution Falcon, at least we got to have that. We got
yeah.
to have really good main deck monsters and some of these good support spells as well. Is there anything else you think we need for it to be like really solid?
Well, there are a lot of like Raid Raptor cards that aren't in this.
Oh yeah, let's
So
talk about them.
yeah, so um obviously they have the link. I don't think we're going to get the link, but it's called
Yeah.
Y Strix. Yeah, there's a lot of Raid Raptor cards, guys. So, like for all we know, they could give us the really shitty ones, and it'd be really sad. But
Now, an argument against Wise Strix that I talked about on stream was that Phantom Knights do not even have their Link monster yet, and this
right,
monster itself is very, very powerful. It says if it's Link summon, you can special summon a Raid Raptor basically from your deck in defense, negate its effects. You can't be used as Link material. If your Raid Raptor uses its monster's effect is activated, you can set a rank up magic spell directly from your deck. And if it is a quick play, it can be activated. Like,
Yeah,
what the heck?
it's really good.
That is a
Yeah,
special summon extension, and you give it a Xyz monster an instant rank up. Like, that is insane. I don't think there's any way that this is obtainable. And
right.
even the Phantom Knight counterpart, if you can call it, the Rusty guy, the Rusty,
Yeah, Rusty Bardiche.
yeah, like
He's really good.
he is
Yeah.
also very good. Like, I don't think that these cards come to Duel Links until Link era itself. The Link monsters and the Link archetypes themselves have come farther, because these cards are just like crazy powerful cards, support cards for these archetypes.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And then I don't know, like, as far as like how we're gonna get these Raidraptor cards, like
Mhm.
what do you think we're gonna get them in? Like besides the level up rewards?
Well, first, there's going to be I assume that these cards are going to be in a mini box first, and then we're going to get his character. And then, I want to say, like trains, they're going to give us like one or two cards within the box, throughout, every other month or every month, like a Raid Raptor card or a Phantom Knight. I think that they'll be able to keep things, you know, thematic like that, because there's a lot of dark archetypes as well. There's a lot of dark Cyberus. Rockets are all dark, and Phantom Knights and Raid Raptors, if they want to bring them out, they're also both dark. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of ways for them to thematically bring support for it throughout the year.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree. Because I was
Just
gonna
like
say,
little
like, yeah,
things here and there.
yeah, I don't know, like when was the last time they even gave us an Xyz monster? Like in a box. It's been quite some time now. Yeah.
Yeah, so the last Xyz monster is going to be Giant Hand. So I don't know, and that is the whole other thing as well, and why I'm skeptical of them like really going forward with Raidraptors as the main Xyz archetype, because they're doing this whole Baryon thing, right? But the Baryons also rank up, and Shun ranks up. So I don't know. Hopefully, that just leads to us getting good rank ups, because they're gonna need good rank ups to support like both of the initiatives, if they do even really go forward with you know the chaos numbers and all that, because we can talk about that in another video, but we haven't gotten the chaos numbers for the characters yet, just like these
Yeah.
little insignificant ones here and there. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they're too comfortable yet giving us stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like there's definitely still a lot of really good XYZs on the table. Excluding Raid Raptors, but yeah. We gotta see what they I'm very curious to see what they give us, because like I was like when we did the stream for Vrains,
Yeah.
and like all the salad cards were there, I was like, oh my god, like they did not just give us this whole like deck like this, like that was insane. So
Yeah, the deck was really powerful on release, and you can see that just because of like just how many tools they like decided to let us have. And I hope that they go as far with this deck as well, because as proving like some of the stuff that they've released as of late, like Mech Knights, have been very powerful. So I hope they decide to give the other stuff they released this year a little extra push, like they have been already. Solomon Great released very powerfully, Infernoids released very powerfully, and Mech Knights did as well. So as far as
yeah,
new main archetypes and boxes go, Konami is like 3 for 3 so far. So Rockets have to hit it, and then Raid Raptors. So any closing thoughts on Raid Raptors?
um, I'm just happy that Shun can be with his friend again, in the Duel Links world.
Man, yeah. So am I. I hope that they both get a lot of support this year, because they're both really cool decks. I think it would be good for them money wise as well, right? Because
Yeah.
both of these decks super cool. Both people are gonna freaking wail on them. So guys, we'll talk to you later. Let us know what topic you want to discuss next time. Peace out.